Cool.
If you go to our video on our 9-inch saw, our RS230 saw, you'll see us cutting steel cold. And this is the new generation of industrial sawing for circular sawing through steel. What we're going to show you is really how this principle of cold cutting works and why it works the way it does. When you're cutting with this saw, you're cutting, your part falls down, or when you're finished cutting, you can touch the surface immediately, you can pick the part up immediately. One of the ways, if the part does begin to show some heat buildup over many uses and many passes, then you'll know that your blade is dulling. That's how you basically can tell on these types of saws. Well, many people ask, well, how does that principle work of having no heat? It's very simple. The chips normally that fall on the ground instead go up into this well, immediately leaving the point of cutting, which means you never have a heat build up at any surface while you're cutting. And then after you make many cuts, we've made upwards of 100 cuts in 1/2-inch steel, all you do is go to the back of the saw. You then loosen the turn screws. Here's your chip collector, and you will see falling into my hand the chips that are totally cold by now anyway, of what it was that you were sawing. And these chips result from about 2 or 3 cuts that I've already made. Very fine, perfect curls in the chip, made by the specific blade that we've designed for these saws. Excellent cutting tool. Then all you do is put your chip collector back on. It only fits in one way. Easily screws back on to the saw. Also, when you change your blade out on the saw, you will use the wrench that's provided, built into the saw, but you remove your chip collector first, and then you access the retaining nut on your saw, and then you go ahead and change out your blade. It's a very easy put on, pull off blade change out. The saw also has the ability to cut aluminum and stainless steel. We have separate blades made specifically for that type of cutting. Go to our cutting video. It'll show you cutting this particular piece of steel off in that video and all of the other features, advantages, and benefits of the saw. The RS230 by Alfra.